Yoshi's Island back on the Super Nintendo is held with high regards by many, and for some it's hailed as one of the best games ever made. So when you're put up to the task of following it up with a sequel, or in this case, a threequel, it's undoubtedly going to draw some comparisons to its predecessor. Yoshi's New Island received a multitude of mixed reactions before the game even released, and reviews haven't been kinder. Some may feel the gameplay is boring, the visuals look watered down, and I'll admit trailers for the game didn't make it look all too exciting, but I was one of the few who was optimistic about it and thought it looked fairly fun. Maybe it's because I never played the whole of Yoshi's Island or Yoshi's Island DS, New Island just captivated me with its charm. Seriously, back in the day I was in the predicament of having my mom buy me one of two games, Yoshi's Island or Mario's Missing. Guess which one I chose? Because of that, I don't have any nostalgic filled moments with that game, and I haven't played all of the DS game, making Yoshi's New Island the first time where I've really dove into the franchise. Now, whereas Yoshi's Island DS tried to expand more on what the original game presented, with the addition of multiple different babies to switch between each with their own unique skills, Yoshi's New Island comes to a halt and backpedals to stick much closer to its former self. It's stripped back down to just baby Mario riding on Yoshis, gulping down hordes of baddies, plopping out numerous eggs and flinging them into the great beyond. That's not necessarily a bad thing though, as I actually prefer just having to worry about baby Mario, as it allows for more freedom rather than restrictions, all because you don't have the right baby equipped, when all you really want to do is explore your surroundings. And that is what this game is all about, exploring. Just sprinting to the end goal would create a very lackluster experience, as the game really encourages you to calm down, relax, and stick around to snoop out the environments for many secrets. Exploration is what Yoshi's New Island does best, and that is where you'll get the most out of this game. 20 red coins will be hidden among the throngs of golden delights, 30 starmen are locked up in pillowy question mark clouds ready to escape, and 5 smiling flowers are all waiting in pretty much every single stage. They aren't all in plain sight either, so it really takes a detective's eye to find all the collectibles stashed away. Though Yoshi's New Island does take a step back from what Yoshi's Island DS was building, some new gameplay elements are introduced. Whether that be giant egg dozers that create a wave of destruction, taking out everything in their way and opening up previously blocked off areas, metal egg dozers that steamroll over everything and are so heavy they pull Yoshi underwater where he can explore the depths, and lastly, new transformations that take advantage of the 3DS's gyroscopic controls. All the new additions are fairly fun to use while they last, but they're not exactly huge game changers. The egg dozers pop up every now and then, and the transformations feel like simple minigames, so they don't necessarily have the biggest impact. But at its core, the familiar Yoshi's Island gameplay is still there, and that is where the game really shines. Now, if there was another thing Yoshi's New Island could have improved upon, is its selection of boss fights. They are really a mixed bag. Some are more difficult than others, and the final boss fight, well, it's probably one of the easiest in the game. Developer Arceus could have done more to make them more dynamic and feel more like a real threat, because some of those present are not. Now, some have come to point out that the soundtrack and visuals of Yoshi's New Island are nothing special, but believe it or not, I thoroughly enjoyed both aspects. Sure, most of the music is variations on the same track, but listening to all the different ways one simple tune can be remixed is rather unique, and ultimately, it feels like you're playing along to lullabies. The kazoo that plays in various tracks has been remarked as annoying, but I actually find it endearing. It adds to the childish flair, and altogether, the music creates an atmosphere that just seems to fit with what they were going for, and that sits well with me. On the other hand, the art style is made to look like it's taken from a child's storybook, with the environments and character models all having hand-drawn strokes and textures. Some backgrounds may be more bare compared to others, but then there are environments blooming with an assortment of colors, from red and orange sunsets to green jungles, that look quite beautiful. Its hand-drawn visuals are complemented well with the fun and light-hearted soundtrack to morph into a child's storybook coming to life. And you'll be looking and listening to this game for hours, as going about unlocking the secret levels takes time and in certain instances, skill. Each of the game's 6 worlds has a secret level that can be unlocked by finding all the stars, red coins, and flowers in each level of said world. It adds a substantial amount of replay value, and in the end, it's worthwhile, as you ultimately get to play more content rather than just getting to stare at some boring trophy or memorabilia. Now, for someone who hasn't had a ton of time with the Yoshi's Island series in the past, I found myself thoroughly enjoying the adventure Yoshi's New Island took me on. Sure, the giant eggs and transformations don't add all too much to the overall gameplay, and the bosses could have been improved, but Yoshi's core gameplay, music, and artwork still shine through, creating a game that can only be described as charming. So, in all, the GamingPixelShow.com is awarding Yoshi's New Island with a 4 out of 5. But that will bring us to the end of this review, and if you like what you saw, please give it a thumbs up and add your favorites and all that good stuff, and you can stay tuned for more video reviews in the future, along with my news videos and That's on Me episodes. But I will talk to you later in the next video, guys. Bye! Mommy, can you sing me that lullaby again?